Hi guys, welcome back to my podcast. I have a story. It is almost a long time ago when I was in elementary school. Let's get into it. I grew up in a small village where life always felt simple and full of laughter. Back then, I had many friends, and almost every afternoon we would play together until sunset. Sometimes we ran through the rice fields, chasing each other along the narrow paths, and sometimes we explored the small forest behind our houses, pretending it was a mysterious world that belonged only to us. One afternoon, when I was around third grade in elementary school, my friends and I were playing behind my house. We were pretending to cook using leaves, stones, and little pieces of wood as our ingredients. We were completely absorbed in our game, laughing loudly and forgetting about time. At first, everything felt normal, but little by little, the atmosphere began to change. The wind started blowing harder than usual. The air grew colder. The trees behind us moved restlessly, and the sky slowly turned darker. Evening was coming, and somehow, the place no longer felt as cheerful as it had before. Soon, we heard our parents calling us from our houses, telling us to go home, take a bath, and get ready for the night. But we were stubborn. We ignored their voices and kept playing. Eventually, when it was almost dark, we finally went home. That night, I was scolded by my mother because I had come home too late. After that, I took a bath and tried to act as if nothing had happened. But while I was drying my hair, I suddenly felt something strange. The air inside the house felt different, heavy. It's like so uncomfortable. At that age, I tried to think positively. I told myself that maybe I was just tired after playing too much. So I continued as usual, like had dinner, and when night came, I went to bed. But as I lay there in the dark, I could not shake the feeling that something was watching me. It felt as if someone was nearby. I told myself it was only my imagination, and somehow I managed to fall asleep. Then, in the middle of the night, I woke up. It was around 3 in the morning. Before falling asleep earlier, I clearly remember that my mother had been laying beside me, but when I opened my eyes, she was gone. The room was dark and silent. I felt confused, but I closed my eyes and tried to sleep again. A little later, I woke up once more. This time, my mother was beside me again. It was about to relax when suddenly I heard something that made me my whole body freeze. Someone was taking a bath. I could hear the sound of water from the bathroom, but everyone in the house was still asleep. My mother was right next to me. I was too scared to move, too scared even to open my eyes for too long. So I pulled the blanket closer, shut my eyes tightly, and waited until sleep came again. The next morning, when the sunlight finally filled the room, I told my mother everything. And even now, after all these years, I still remember that night clearly. Because until today, I still do not know who was in the bathroom. So, yes, guys, that's the whole story. And see you to, to the next podcast.